Hello there. It's just like the bad old days of 2019 all over again. Tories plotting and voting against their own government over Brexit. Firstly, please subscribe and like this video to give my channel a boost. And I'm always uploading new content, so please do check back daily. And a big thanks to my Patreon and PayPal supporters. The vote on the UK Internal Market Bill last night was probably the first shake of the Withdrawal Agreement tree to get rid of all the bad fruit in it and consign the bad clauses to the political compost heap. And in the process, identify the rotten apples on the Tory benches and those that are getting squidgy so they can also go and join the fertiliser process. All helped along by a weekend of press briefings that there was a massive rebellion brewing against the PM Boris Johnson and this critical Brexit Bill. The bill did pass the vote comfortably for a second reading by 336 ayes to 263 noes, a majority of 73. And when you factor in the two tellers on each side, that made it 338 ayes to 265 noes. 7 of the 8 DUP MPs voted for the bill's second reading, and 1, Paul Girvan, did not register a vote. Including the Speaker and his 3 deputies who do not vote, there were 47 MPs that did not register a vote. Now 2 Tory MPs voted directly against the government by voting no, and they were Roger Gale and Andrew Percy. Never heard of them and probably will never hear of them again, except possibly when they vote against the government later on down the line. Now there were 30 Tory MPs amongst the 47 that did not register a vote, and 30 out of the remaining 43 when you've removed the Speaker team. Now bear in mind, some may have been paired due to illness or other legitimate reasons for absence, so that would still leave at least 17 who were unhappy enough with their own government to not register a vote. But now factor in the 7 Sinn Féin representatives that don't swear the oath of allegiance to the Crown, so cannot sit and vote in Parliament. One assumes they won't have been paired, so we end up with a potential 24 unhappy, non-voting Tory MPs. And here's the list of those 30 Tory MPs. Is your MP on that list? Mine is. I'll let you decide for yourselves the possible motives behind 1 or 2 of them deciding not to vote. And there may be others hoping that the amendment being put forward by Tory MP and barrister, who currently chairs the Justice Select Committee, Bob Neill, will gain a growing following so that they can then support it. And that amendment would stifle the government's ability to react swiftly to any excessive action from the EU by forcing a vote in the Commons before any action could be taken. And there are 16 pages of amendments lined up for debate and voting on for this bill, most designed to scotch or neuter the bill. And those MPs who go against the government should cast a look over their shoulders, because the Brexit Party leader Nigel Farage has already put potential rebels on notice of facing Brexit Party candidates at the next election. But will Boris wield the axe first? So this battle over the Internal Market Bill is not yet over, and won't really come to a head until the final 2 days of debate on Monday and Tuesday next week. But a big point to take out of this is that not one single Labour MP voted to protect Northern Ireland and so safeguard the union of the UK. They all voted no or did not register a vote. Maybe they should have listened to the former Labour MP for Vauxhall, now Baroness, Kate Hoey. Speaking to Talk Radio before the vote, the Baroness hit out at all MPs planning to go against the government, saying, I think it's the same old people coming out with the same old views on Brexit, just doing anything to try and criticise the government on this issue. It all comes down to Northern Ireland and the peace process and the border. I don't think the Good Friday Agreement has anything to do with this. But if you do accept that somehow it's going to threaten the peace process by having a border between the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland, then that's breaking the agreement. Why is it not breaking it to have a border down the Irish Sea? It seems to me that any MP tonight who actually votes against this bill is really saying quite straightforwardly that they do not want Northern Ireland, that they don't care about it being in the Union, and that they would prefer to put their faith in the European Union and all the maverick people who are in there. I think it's quite shocking. Tonight will really test MPs as to whether they are genuinely pro the UK or whether they simply want to be a part of some kind of unelected federal state of the European Union, because that's what they're really saying tonight if they vote against this bill. Now, the SNP and Plaid will have voted against the bill as they don't believe in the UK. But surely all those MPs in the Labour and Tory parties do believe in the UK. Or are they happily playing political football with one of the constituent parts of their country? And given the threats made by the EU against the UK internal market and explained in a series of tweets from our negotiator Lord David Frost, Kate Hoey is exactly right. Those tweets that I talked about in a video yesterday show a clear and present danger to the UK from an expansionist-minded Brussels, and they were ignored across the media and evidently by the whole Labour Party too. Anyway, as I said, much more of this to come over the next few days. But now that our MPs have voted to continue this bill down the legislative path, what will Brussels do? Well, the Eurocrats could decide to continue negotiating under these UK-imposed rules. So telling the world the UK is not a pariah state, as all the government detractors are claiming. Or they could just drop the negotiations and start playing nasty, so proving a real need for the bill in the first place. But as I said at the start, this internal market bill might just be the start of a continuing shaking of the Withdrawal Agreement tree, as there are more flaws within it than just the Northern Irish Protocol. With Camilla Tominey writing in the Telegraph and quoting an unnamed but well-placed source as saying that this bill gets the talk of rewriting the Withdrawal Agreement back out to the public, so creating more space to highlight other flaws. And it also appears that the Tory party Eurosceptic European Research Group, or ERG, was due to give a press conference today highlighting those huge flaws in the agreement. But it looks like we'll have to wait for another day for that. But the really big point to take away from all of this is that if Boris does get this bill through unscathed, it sends a colossal message of intent to the EU. The message being, we're not flinching from your posturing, and we will take all the actions necessary to defend our sovereignty throughout the United Kingdom. Anyway, if you want to hear more from me, please don't forget to subscribe and also press that little bell, or you won't get any notifications. And if you want to see more of me, buy a mug with my mug on it by following the link in the descriptions box below and supporting me on Patreon or PayPal. So what do you think about this? Please share and comment, and thank you for watching.